News gravy jester. Now, here, morning. Just a quick one, because there's something that's come up that I think is quite important. Now, many of you will be familiar, as if anybody isn't, with the case of Maya Forstater. Right? Maya Fortitude, as I call her. Wonderful Maya. So, Maya's got herself enmeshed in a very unfair conversation, as I can see from some people who seem to not understand exactly how indoctrination works. Now, I've mentioned this before, so I thought this short video might clarify what I'd said previously. What she's talking about is the introduction of a story to a library, which involves an alien that goes by the they-them pronouns. Right? They-them. As if an alien would know anything about gender ideology. Can you imagine an alien that knew about gender ideology? Bothered about, you've seen the film, mate. Can you imagine if they're bothered about, bing, 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 bing. They are over there. Aliens, the trans aliens. Nonsense. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Zim, zizo, her. Whatever crap it may they come up with, right? This is the same thing as I mentioned before about Goldilocks, not Goldilocks, Little Red Riding Hood, and, Grandma being the bad guy and the wolf being the good guy. Right? Or inserting pink little trans characters into the Three Billy Goats Gruff. The kind of crap that we've seen with drag queen story time. All right? Open your damned eyes. If you don't understand that this is how indoctrination works, then you are being extremely stupid. Right? It's the fact that it's an alien is immaterial, because if it was an alien, we'd just call it it. You know what I mean? It, wouldn't we? Or E.T. Oh, E.T. That thing, right? That's what we call it, it. This is how they work, you see. They use language. So they put the language into other things in order to make it normal. There's nothing normal about gender. It's a nonsense. So what they're doing is putting gender identity ideology into books for children in order to get those children as young as age as possible. Now you imagine, just for 1 minute, the harm caused by making the wolf the bad guy and grandma the good guy. Do it, by all means. Have some fun with it. If you want to when you're an adult, you can make it a horror film of it, which they have done. And I mentioned that before. That is not what this is. This is about children, okay? They are taking the lexicon, the vocabulary, or the argot, which is the language of a secret society, and they are placing that language at the forefront of childhood education. Every teacher in the country should wake up to this. Every parent needs to. Okay, they have no intent. It's not just about being inclusive. It's not about being inclusive. It's about disengaging the real sex-based reality of our lives from the very anchor of the basic categorization of man and woman. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Okay, it's about all boundaries growing. The queer theory, this is what this is. They're queering it, you see. Right, so you've got to keep your eyes open, because this is the sort of stuff that they're doing. And the best defense that you can possibly have for this is to ensure that you make your child's reading something you read first. Right? And also, write to your damned libraries. Find out if they've got this book. Have a look online. You can see what's happened to Maya. People have waited. It's only a book. Wankers. Right? Wake up and smell the damn coffee and stop being so bloody stupid. It's time for you to have a look and understand exactly what's going on. They're using a lexicon, and that lexicon includes things like pronouns. Right? Pronouns is the entry drug to this. Okay? You put it in your email, it's an entry drug. You start using them in public, it's an entry drug. You put them on posters in your bar, that's an entry drug. Understand that this is not something you can have part of and discard the rest. It's not how it works, right? That's like saying I partially got chicken pox. You can't do it, right? You either buy into this and say you're doing it, in which case we'll give up on you, or you don't buy into it and start understanding why your thinking is wrong. It's that simple. Ask the damn questions and then be open to the answers. Do your own work. That's what we got to do now. You're surrounded by information constantly and most of it's shit. So try honing in on something for a change. Instead of just going, I like this, I don't like that. Right? In order to be a child in this country now, you don't have to be under 18. All you have to do is to not be curious about what you need to learn. Just makes you a child generally. So there you are. All news from the Jester bumhole of arse piece. And just have a great day. Because, I was so annoyed about that one thing and now I've said my piece. And thank you so much for all your responses to my letter to gay men. I hope that message gets out there. Now, hit the subscribe button. There's a Patreon link. If you can join my Patreon, it's a £5 a month, and help me keep going, I'd be grateful. begging, 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 begging. Other than that, bog off, it's Friday. Ta-ra!